Is there an equivalent of IA for like police brutality, not corruption, but just people who use excessive force? Or does that fall under the responsibility of internal affairs?
Depending on the type of force, some of it falls into the CCRB, the Civilian Complaint Review Board, and depending on the level of force, it goes to internal affairs. And there is a unit that investigates levels of force, which they call level 2, that they investigate, force that that does not fall under the purview of CCRB, not necessarily internal affairs. Internal affairs pretty much covers corruption and serious misconduct.
Yeah, I wonder if more funding for specific a team that just focuses on appropriate use of force would be useful, or do you think we kind of have the correct systems in place to?
No, it's identifying right now. What are you going to consider that what's excessive or not? Remember, you're asking me a question. I don't want to get in trouble. Remember, some videos that we see, unfortunately, catches the end. Of an altercation, doesn't necessarily catch us what led to that, and so the perceive is, look what the police did. The reason why I say that, because I was, when the police department in New York, they all have body cams now, and that actually has helped a lot with the investigations, because now the police officer is obligated to turn on his body camera and let's see what happens in the whole thing. So if you get a video of Tom recording Sammy on an arrest, then you get the last 15 seconds where Sammy's throwing Tom to the ground and cuffing him. You didn't get those 15 seconds. It actually looks very bad on Sammy that he took Tom. He threw Tom to the ground. He's being over aggressive. Doesn't necessarily show that the initial what started. It was some type of assault. And the police officer, or either spitting in the face, actually swung at somebody else. Now, we have to go get him because he just swung at somebody else and broke his head open, but they're showing the last 10, 15 seconds of a police arrest. So what I would do, and I think, that I don't know if the police in Minnesota, I don't know if they had body cams. I think one of them did, but had they had body cameras, obviously we could have seen that altercation between Floyd. Still, I don't see anything that a body cam would have shown me that would have explained to me how did that officer ended up with his knee on Floyd's neck, But I don't think funding is. I think it's identifying what's use of excessive force is.
Yeah. Well, I was just doing research for an upcoming video in a few days about Yang's criminal justice proposals back in the Yang 2020 campaign. One of them was federal funding for body cams for all police officers. And do you think if they were all wearing body cams that Floyd would be around now? Or do you think if a bad cop's or if someone makes a bad sort of use of force decision, it's the heat of the moment, maybe they were scared or whatever, they had bad judgment, the camera is not going to change anything?
The camera has changed a lot of things, changed a lot of things for the police officers. That has actually brought down civilian complaints because, some civilian complaints were actually, bogus. Unfortunately, you have your professional agitators who, by the way, if you're a professional agitator, you're listening to this, you're not helping the cause. If you're a professional looter and you think you're helping the George Floyd movement, you're not. You're actually hurting it. But I'm for it, and that's one of the things that I would like. Every single police officer in America should have body cam. I spoke to the local police department here, and one of the reasons that the body cams are cheap. They could probably get them for free, every police officer here. Problem is maintaining it and maintaining, the software that's going to keep the video that they record. That's very expensive. So that's where, I think the federal government could start helping out and funding on how to keep that software. The body cams itself not expensive at all. Every police officer can buy a body cam. You and I can buy a body cam for kicks. You know, it's nothing more than when you get a GoPro, if that. But it's maintaining and putting the software when you download the video. That's very expensive.
Yeah. All right. Well, I think the last question that I wanted to get your input on was someone was asking. Here we go. C. Prouse was asking. Candace Owen, I haven't seen the video, but I think she said, hey, Floyd was a bad guy. He was no Boy Scout. He's had a record. He had drugs in his system. And therefore, he's not a martyr. That's I think is Candace Owens' point of view. Do you have a reaction or thoughts on that?
C. Prouse, I'm going to apologize to you. And if anybody from my district is watching, I'm going to apologize to them as well. I have not, and I'm going to make it a point to see it as soon as I close this. I don't know what you're talking about. I don't know who Candace Owen is. But having heard what I just heard now, what I'm hearing is that they're putting down George Floyd, or they're trying to trash his character. And what I'm going to say about that is this. That's shameful that somebody would say that. You could be a drug addict. You could be a prostitute. You can be a gay activist. You do not deserve to lose your life at the hands of the police or anybody else. I don't think that, that doesn't change the actions of the police officer. And they can't kill you because, they thought that you had drugs in your system. Come on. That. I'm sorry. That's disgusting.
Yeah. I would wholeheartedly agree with you on that one. I mean, that is in theory what makes America amazing, is that we have a impartial judicial system, and it's the courts that are supposed to make the determination and provide whatever punishment is appropriate. I don't buy this whole argument that someone just because you're not a Boy Scout, maybe you had a record, maybe you did something, maybe you were using counterfeit $20 bill, like, there's not justification for what they did to that guy.
No. You don't deserve to die. And actually, I'm bringing a little tear to my eye because this is not America. That's not the America I signed up for. Not the police department that I thought that I signed up for. So that's disgusting. This is the first time I hear it. My campaign has me very busy. I have not seen the video. I don't know who the person that said it. If it's an African American.
Well, she's kind of famous for being a super conservative African American woman that takes those kinds of positions.
Yeah, well, that explains it then. I'm sorry. That's disgusting, Candace. If you're listening, you got to do something else. That's embarrassing. Just honestly, I don't know. It's embarrassing. Yeah. I'm beyond words.
Yeah, especially, I mean, well, you and I, our families are families of immigrants, and I mean, my parents fled China and probably you could argue today, the police, law enforcement in China just did whatever the heck they wanted when my parents left.
Right.
And they came here partly because this was a place where every man got treated. Well, the ideal is every man gets treated fairly. And we have an impartial, independent judicial system. We have an impartial, free press. I mean, this is what makes America great. And it's so sad to see the people that they claim they want to make America great, then they are anti-journalism, anti-First Amendment, anti-Fifth Amendment, anti-Eighth Amendment. I mean, I know they like the Second Amendment, but it's like the rest of the Constitution they don't care about.
They don't care. Yeah.
But hopefully, Sammy, you can get there and make some change for us. For those of you who are listening to this guy and you're like, I like this guy, I want to learn more about him, go to SammyRavello.com. And how is the campaign going? Are we coming into like game time now?
Yeah.
Where are you?
Okay, so I got an interesting development, and I'm actually going to need your help. Anybody that is listening, We're 17 days left. There is a debate happening on Tuesday, and they left me out.
These motherfuckers.
Can you say that?
Well, I'm sorry. I got a little emotional there. I'm very disappointed in them. But tell us more.
No, I'm going to tell you what happened. What happened is this, that I did not raise enough money for their liking, and they said, okay, we're in our opinion, you're not worthy to campaign because we think that you, well, pretty much that's what they told me. In other words, they worded it as if, you know, we're not going to include you in the campaign. There are 4 of us running. They invited 3, and they left me out because of that. I am the only Latino, Afro-Latino running in the race, and I am the only person that, you know, supports UBI. I believe and by the way, we've debated twice before. The last debate, I clearly won, and the person that I believe the media is handpicking was the person that I pretty much showed them that we have the right solutions for our district. So right now I have a petition, and I need to raise some money. If people can come out and please contribute, SammyRavello.com. We have 17 days left because we cannot be silenced. The media cannot put their thumb on the scale and decide this race because we debated already twice, you know, and there's 1 person less in the race. You're telling me that they can't include me because they don't have time? That doesn't fly on its face. But what we're gonna do is we're gonna prove them, and we're gonna go out there and we're gonna let them know. And we have a petition going on saying, why not Sammy Ravello, NY1? Because it's unfair. You know, everybody should be heard, and the only Latino voice in the race should be heard.
So wait, when is the debate? How far out?
It's Tuesday. It's this Tuesday. This Tuesday, and they let me know yesterday night. They sent me an email. It's like a Friday dump, you know. So I stayed up last night drafting a petition. I sent that out to all my friends and said, listen, sign the petition because it's an unfair thing. You know, I believe, you know, none of my opponents are for none of Andrew Yang's proposals. You know, I believe that they, you know, the people, they like it. I know that if I raised another 50 grand in this race, we're probably going to win because we're going to make sure that we hit the people. But they want to silence me. And I thought that was never done in America. You know, everybody had a chance to debate. And, you know, by not including me in the last debate, that doesn't mean that, you know, you guys, I'm not going to win, but you're putting your thumb on the scale. And that's shameful by New York One. So if you're watching, I want everybody to contact New York One and let them know this is not America. That's not how we do things here.
So is there a petition online now? Yes. Where can people find the petition?
They can go to my Facebook page, Sammy Ravello for Congress. They can also go, I have it floating around in Twitter. I am going to put it on my webpage. And I am also, I believe as soon as I'm done, I'm going to have it put on my webpage so people can sign it. And it's also on my LinkedIn account. So, you know, I've put it out there to social media. It's floating around. And, you know, by all means, if you give me some 20 minutes, we'll have it on our webpage.
All right, so I see I'm on your Facebook page now. Is it a petition, or you're looking to raise money, or both? Which is it?
Well, I'm looking at both. I'm looking to raise money, obviously, yeah, and a petition for us to be put on the race. And if it's not on my Facebook page, I'm calling my.
Here, let's see. I'm on. I'm going to share my screen. So this is you, right?
Yes.
You look a little younger in your avatar. Where's the petition? I don't see it here.
Okay. All right. So
I do see. Hold on. I need your help. So this is the call for financial support, right?
Yes.
I don't see like a change.org kind of thing.
Right,
petition.
So we'll get it on there. And I was just told that it was on. We'll get it on there. We'll get it on there in a couple of minutes for sure.
All right. And then when I see it, I'll retweet it out. And then How much have you raised so far?
Well, the last time we checked, we were over $130,000. Obviously, we had a incumbent right now that he has raised close to $4 million. Oh. We have a one of the contenders just got endorsed by AOC, which was shocking. Endorsed him yesterday. He raised $75,000 in one day. That's the handpick from the Justice Democrats. I am not a Justice Democrat. I'm a Yang Gang, and like I said, we have different experiences. Yeah, I'm a military veteran, and I am in former law enforcement. I'm a Yang Gang. I'm a UBI, Humanity First, Democratic Dollars. My opponents, one is paid for by all the corporate lobbyists. And the other one, he is a puppet of the Justice Democrats. Those are Democratic Socialists. I pretty much, like I said, Humanity First. I am more, and one thing that I love about Yang Gang and Andrew Yang is that we don't hate. You know, you just said you just had a conversation with your brother who's MAGA. I didn't see, you know, obviously I am not even close, but we don't stop talking to them.
Yes.
You know, we talk. Let's converse. Let's have a conversation. Let's see, you know, where, and we probably are not going to agree on probably anything, but let's talk. Let's keep talking. Let's keep talking. Can't be that, you know, we can't talk and we're going to go to our corner. And I just got to say this, you know, I don't want anybody on the Democratic Party to agree with me 100%. I don't agree 100% with my significant other. She sometimes drives me crazy, but we still sleep together every night, you know? And that's what I want to, that's the type of thinking that I want to, you know, take to Congress. You know, you're never going to make me a pro-life person. I believe in the woman's right to choose. All right. But how can we make abortions rare? Come on, let's talk. Let's make it that not one woman has to get an abortion. You know, probably it's never going to happen, but, you know, taking that power away, the right to choose from a woman is probably something that I am never going to agree to. But, you know, that's what I'm saying. I'm not going to stop talking to you because you don't agree with me. You know, let's keep the conversation going.
When's the primary? What's the
primary is June 23rd. I'm hoping that, you know, anybody that's willing to help making phone calls and reaching out to voters, please let me know. I have a team that can assign you phone calls, and we can reach out to the voters in the district and let them know, listen, how can we help? I'm happy to say that the Yang Gangs, they reached out to me and gave me like a little program that I can use for free, because they know they believe in universal basic income. That's something that I want to champion as soon as I get to Congress. I believe that, you know, we are in an accelerated pace, and the pandemic actually is going to make us go into automatic artificial intelligence quicker, because a lot of these corporations realized, oh shoot, the human factor is that if they get sick, they can't come to work. If I can get a robot to do that job, and a lot of companies are now thinking about accelerating that process. This is something that people are not talking about. And believe me when I tell you, none of my other contenders are thinking about this. That's not what they care about. I am. And I really want to champion this when I get to Congress, because, you know, it's going to leave a lot of people, a lot of our people, that it's going to leave out of dry. A lot of people are not getting their jobs back. And a lot of people are not thinking about this and talking about it.